Why hello there and welcome back to Let's Play The World Ends With You! Or rather, let's read the freaking secret reports. Anyway, continuing with week 2. As predicted by the composer, his proxy has entered the game a second time. The proxy has proven his aptitude and will be joined in the next game by the composer himself as his new partner. There are 3 reasons behind the composer's choice of actions: to ascertain the conductor's strategy, to educate his proxy, and to protect him. With his return to the UG, the limits of on the composer's abilities will be relaxed. However, using his abilities could reveal his identity. As such, he will need to continue to limit himself for a while longer. This presents a certain set of risks. The greatest risk, however, lies with the composer joining the proxy for this game. The composer's presence, his tremendously high vibe, will place a great deal of physical and psychological strain on the proxy. Furthermore, the proxy's victory in the previous game has won him back his memory. The self-actualization loop binding the proxy is thus stronger than ever, more deeply ensconced even than the envy cleared from Shiki in the previous game. There's a possibility of the proxy's soul destabilizing, negating its progress during the previous game. Slight problems also persist with the proxy's personality. How long will the proxy be able to bear being side by side with the composer? Well, 1 week apparently. Today an alert was handed out. The discovery of a fallen angel. A fallen angel is one who has broken the angel's code. A criminal. Their crime revealing the secrets of Taboo Noise Refinery. No. Stupid firework. Revealing the secrets of Taboo Noise Refinery to the... Since when did this game emulator want to access the internet anyway? Taboo Noise Refinery to the game master Minamimoto. Minamimoto knows the composer's RG identity, secret even to the conductor, and has chased him to the real ground. The fallen angel may also have supplied him with this information. I think he has, yeah. Minamimoto lusts to take the composer's place, and his potential to do so comes second only to that of the conductor. Despite being a complete outsider in the wager between composer and conductor, he stands to hinder the composer greatly. It is entirely possible Minamimoto may rise to the office of conductor before this wager has been decided. All eyes from the higher planes are on this game for the future of Shibuya. Should its results be invalidated by outside interference, the angel's disappointment would be vast. So, what is the fallen angel's goal? Dominion of the underground? Retribution against the angels? Whatever the case, we must carefully monitor Minamimoto's actions and stay vigilant against this fallen angel. Oh my! I was finally able to hand over the phone tracking application the composer requested some time back. I informed the composer it was ready 3 days ago, but they apparently had no time to come pick it up. It just shows how carefully the proxy is planning each move. More like he's a stickler to the rules, but whatever. Vehicle application detects the conductor's imagination. With it, one can walk around Shibuya and piece together the conductor's strategy. Ah. At this point, even I cannot fathom the conductor's plan. I will have to rely on the information gathered by the composer. While I wait for his findings, I will work on the composer's next order, a second revision to the phone's functionality. Today also marks my first contact with a proxy since he formed a pact with the composer. He appears considerably wary of his partner at present time. As expected, the psychological strain is severe, so severe in fact that most players would be unable to continue. Right now, the only thing keeping the proxy in the game is his entry fee. At least, his dangerously strained state of mind is acting to heighten his soul. I saw almost signs of relapse or destabilization. Rather, the return of his memory seems to have yielded only positives. I look forward to watching the proxy's continued growth. The composer's reports indicate rough going in his investigation. I suspect the limits upon his abilities. Meanwhile, Minamimoto has not issued any missions. He's busy refining taboo noise. The Reaper elites must be alarmed as well. Perhaps this is more of the Fallen Angel's influence. As I've stated, Minamimoto is suspected of a liaison with a fallen angel. The fallen angel may have chosen Minamimoto for a few reasons. First, none desired the composer's office more. Minamimoto's obsession was great enough to compel him to pursue the composer into the real ground. Unlike several Reapers, however, the composer's powers are not completely lost in the Archie. I can just imagine the shock dawning on Minamimoto's face as I write this. Yes, the composer must downtune to the frequency of the real ground, limiting his powers. However, Minamimoto is in the same boat. As a result, the difference in the abilities remains unchanged. Thus, the assassination attempt failed. While Minamimoto's efforts were fruitless, they serve as ample proof of his convictions. The second reason the Fallen Angel may have targeted him is his lack of loyalty to the Reaper's organization and his preference for solo action. No kidding there, Pieface. His distaste for cooperation meant little chance of him revealing the Fallen Angel's presence. The third reason is his consistently unconventional aesthetic. His bizarre actions regularly cause confusion among those around him. Even if the Fallen Angel were to urge him to do something out of the ordinary, that would be ordinary for him. No one would suspect a thing. This is why he is an ideal target for a Fallen Angel to work his agenda without raising suspicion. At least it seems a logical conclusion. The question now is, why has Minamimoto abandoned the game and what is he doing? I suspect that his only current objective is to take out the composer. If so, he is likely preparing for the 7th day and his opportunity to confront the players. Just what did the Fallen Angel tell Minamimoto? Perhaps no one will ever know. Well, the Fallen Angel should know, shouldn't he? The proxy feels an affection for the art of the designer Cat, myself. As he was picked by the composer, this is hardly coincidence. It was an inevitably. Mr. Anderson? Cat's creative works are embedded with command codes. His art acts as a medium for mass imprinting. So Neku likes Cat because he's been brainwashed to like him. Patch, 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 patch. Yes! Good job, Neku. Good job. Also, T. Gotta keep my voice up to speed. The imprinting players use works only on an individual basis. However, through art, one can affect anyone who comes into contact with the work. I imbue my art with 2 command codes. The first is enjoy the moment more. This strengthens the imagination. The proxy receives this signal loud and clear, though past trauma precluded him from responding accordingly. If you say so. I wouldn't think that's necessarily the case, but sure. The second code, gather, calls to those with strong imaginations. Hence the inevitability Why wouldn't the composer find this worthy proxy standing in front of my graffiti? A single reason exists for rigging my art in this way. The creation of the future requires imagination. My art is widely accepted in Shibuya. This proves that those with imagination sufficient to create the future are gathering in the area. Shibuya's future is looking very bright. I have finished revision 2 of the phone tracking app, which allows it to detect the Shibuya River. The composer aims to use this device to convey the river's location to the proxy. In other words, the first time we used this tracking device, it wasn't broken. He was actually tracking the composer's intention. After that, it has been refined to track down the Shibuya River, because Neku needed to know about that. Before passing that knowledge along, the composer needed to understand the conductor's plan. As of yesterday, he felt confident in his hypothesis. The composer had encountered the red skull pins everywhere the detector had led. The same pins I created at the conductor's behest on the first day. Aha! As I suspected, they form a prime piece of his strategy. The imagination he has filled those pins with is the same as that in the player pin. Imprinting. They are set apart, however, by a single major difference. The red skull pins are made to imprint targets with the conductor's will. Anyone wearing the red skull pin is dominated by the conductor's mind. The further the pins spread, the more people he controls. However, the red skull pins have penetrated less than half of Shibuya's regrown population in the last 2 weeks. At this rate, the conductor's strategy will end in failure. Well, less than half tells me it's pretty close to half, like 40% or something. But considering the stuff spreads exponentially, he has pretty good chances of succeeding. And, well, we already know just about everyone was wearing red skull pins at the end of the 3rd week. How does he intend to penetrate the rest of Shibuya from behind? I will be monitoring his actions closely. The final day's mission came from the conductor. Eliminate Minamimoto. Unexpected as it was, tension ran high, but the composer's quick thinking saved the day. In the end, all went according to plan, and he successfully guided the proxy on to the next game. His solution entailed first defeating Minamimoto, thereby ensuring the proxy's victory. Secondly, the composer pretended to be erased by Minamimoto while shielding the proxy. So what happened to... To accomplish this, he fled to a parallel world just before Minamimoto's final attack connected. The proxy survived the game alone, but was again unable to elect reincarnation due to the composer's illegal participation in the game. For better or worse, the game between the composer and conductor concludes in 1 week's time. The conductor's strategy may end in failure, but we will see. I need to keep a close eye on his future actions. All I can do is wait for the composer to inform me of which parallel world he escaped to. Well, I wonder which one he did escape to. Anyway, next time we'll continue with the final 7 reports, as well as the Another Day report. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Let's Play The World Ends With You. This is Legion, and fare thee well!